Today's video is going to be about mirror rituals. We're not going to talk about divination, mediumship, and whatnot, because every of these practices have got dimension and a universe of their own. Today our focus is going to be how working with mirrors can really help us tap much more deeper in ourselves, and how it can very much be a powerful tool that can be part of our self-care or mindfulness toolbox. Okay, so essentially we will look at how working with mirrors can have a impactful effect on the brain, or what part of the brain really gets activated whenever we are working with a mirror. Second, we're going to look about what I call the three perspectives that we get to discover whenever we're working through the mirror. And lastly, I will be sharing about one mirror practice that you can actually do, which is very much intertwined with the three perspective. How can we practically apply the three perspective when we're working with the mirror? And of course, you have some journaling prompts that's in the description box below, and further resources you have a look at. Alright? So that being said, let's talk about mirrors. So you're going to see whenever we mention or even think about the word mirrors, there is always a sense of mysticism that's associated with that word. Okay, so if we try to take it a little back about the origin of the word, it's actually coming from Latin, which I think it means mirari. Okay, mirari, which is about meaning to wonder at something or to admire. Okay, and you will see that the way that mirrors have been so omnipresent, whether it's in different cultures, mythology, even fantasy, fiction, there is always a sense of something beyond, something on the other side, something that we're not able to see. And when we integrate this aspect of maybe the unknown, or maybe a multifaceted aspect of the mirror into our self-care, into our mindful practice, we very much elevate our healing process, our mindfulness journey to get to discover who we really are underneath. Okay, now something that's important to mention about is whenever we're talking about doing some mirror work, it's not just some kind of woo-woo stuff. It's very much backed up. It has a very powerful effect on our brain. So try to think when you are standing in front of the mirror, it's whatever it is that you are saying, okay, saying to what's in front, it's almost as if having like a boomerang kind of effect where it comes back to you. Okay, it's where when you're standing in front of the mirror, you are the one who is the speaker, but you're also the one who is the listener. Okay, so you're getting into this engagement, and there is something that we call, which what is it that gets activated in our brain? It's called the mirror neurons. Okay, so the mirror neurons, it's very much what gets activated or fired up when we are performing an action, and we are also the ones that's observing it. Try to think an example. It's let's say when someone is yawning in the room, right? So it's almost as if you get to yawn at some point of time as well. Okay, so it's almost, this is where the mirror neurons gets activated in your brain, where it's like do what you see, or do as I do. Okay, so this is when you engage into this reflection. When you're working with a mirror, these are the mirror neurons that you're working with, that then really gets you to, like, you mirror it back to you. And the second thing, we have what is called embodied cognition. Okay, because you're going to see whenever we are wanting to create some meaningful changes or some shift, and when we work through the mirror, it's about us observing that our thoughts, they are not abstract. they are very much tied into the bodily states, the sensory input, and the action. So if we take an example, whenever we are practicing affirmation, all right, but when we experience it sensorially, so what I mean by that is when you say an affirmation, you look into your eyes, you listen to what is it that you say, you practice a sense of touch that is going to anchor that feeling based upon what you are saying. It's as if you are living the experience with yourself. Okay, it's your body, it's your head and your heart that's actually immersed in that experience that we actually call the embodied cognition. And this can be very powerful when it comes to creating some new pathways in our mind, some new shift in our mind when we leave all of it, so that it doesn't feel that it's something literal, like some fantasy words or anything like that, because this is where when we practice embodied cognition, we are actually using the mirror as let's say a medium where we are turning the simple words in something much more powerful, where your whole being is experiencing it. Okay, so that would be very much about how powerful it can powerful effect it can have on the brain. Now the next part is I'm going to talk about what we call the 3 perspectives, and which is going to be very tied in how you'll be doing your mirror practice. Okay, so when I talk about the 3 perspective, it's very much coming from the what do you see from the I am state, what are you seeing from you are state, and the we are state. Now I personally feel that each 3 of them, they can be very powerful, and the way that we experience whatever it is that we are affirming in all of these 3 states, it can really help you tap into a different part of you that may be wanted or needed to be affirmed. Okay, so I will talk a little bit more in detail about it, but this is essentially what your mirror practice is very much going to be about. So when you will be standing in front of the mirror, you take a moment to ground yourself. Maybe it's 3 powerful breaths, just 3 gentle breaths, and then it's starting with the I am statement. Okay, so the I am statement is going to help you very much bring a sense of shift into the belief that you are having, and the I am statement, it helps you to anchor the identity, almost as if when you say the I am, you are taking ownership, accountability, as in you become the owner of your own story, of your narrative. Okay, and if we take it a little further, where how powerful that can be to the brain, we have what we call the prefrontal cortex, and there is a processing that happens which is called the self-referential processing, if I've got it correctly. Okay, so this part of let's say when we go through this processing, the medial prefrontal cortex gets activated when we're using the I am statement. So the impact of this, you're going to see it helps you to reinforce that identity shift that you really want to bring into yourself. That's why sometimes a neutral statement, it doesn't work that well. Okay, an example would be when I say I am capable versus capability is important. Okay, or feeling enough is very, very important. Okay, to me, even to me. But when you say I am, okay, I am, or I value, or anything that goes with the I am statement that's going in there, it very much helps you to deepen that experiential moment with that. Okay, and so that was the first part of it with the I am statement. Now the second one is then you would practice the you are. Now I would say sometimes it is helpful. It has been very helpful for people who struggle with the I am statement. And you're going to see when we are into the mirror, when sometimes we practice with the you are, it's a little bit how we do some kind of motivational speech when we're in front of the mirror. It's like, you've got this. Remember, you have everything what it takes. Okay? Because when we sometimes tend to reject certain words, certain affirmation, for example, I am enough, because the inner critic can't digest that, we actually get into this compassion bypass, isn't it? We are not able to get there. But when we try to practice, you are enough, you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, remember, you are enough. So what does that do? It's a little bit like we talked about the mirror neurons. It's going to, your brain is going to interpret it as if someone is speaking and you're listening, so it's coming back to you. Okay, it's gonna take that. It's almost as if we're mimicking some kind of external validation, which is a very essential component when we are discovering self-compassion. Okay, so this is how I've found, like, when you are saying that you are enough, remember, you are worthy, you are loved, you are confident. Okay, you have what it takes. It very much helps, let's say, to soften the resistance that we have when it comes to the I am statement. Then when we get comfortable with that word, it then becomes part of our dictionary, and then we can move to the I am. Okay, so that is why here it's as if you're becoming your own best friend at the moment, your own coach. It's also a way for you to empower the voice of your inner coach or of your compassionate coach, whichever works for you. All right, so the you are is the voice of that ally that you're discovering, that you're meeting through the mirror. And most of the time you're going to see the words that you may say, there could have been something you've always longed. Maybe you always wanted someone to tell you that. Okay, and now you, through the mirror, you actually get to experience how does it feel like when I am the one that has been becoming that voice. Okay, now the third one is we are. Okay, now when we say about the we are moving a little bit more into the collective. It's about us connecting with a sense of belonging, and this can be very powerful whenever we've struggled with loneliness, depression, feeling that nobody understands us or there is no one for us out there. Okay, so this is very much when we say we are, it's I, you, and we. Okay, we are, it helps you to connect with what we call the self, connects the self to the collective humanity, which helps to connect with relational mindfulness. All right, and I think if I'm not mistaken, it's in the African philosophy we have the Ubuntu, which says, I am because we are. I am because we are. It very much helps us to take our head out of that tunnel vision and expand our horizon, okay, and see beyond of what is it that's making us believe that we're all alone. Okay, it's what we call in transpersonal psychology, it's expansion beyond the ego. Okay, I am because we are, Ubuntu philosophy. And so that's why when we see I am, you are, the we are, it helps you to reframe, almost like a kind of cognitive reframing that you are never meant to walk alone. Okay, so it helps you to bring that sense together through your affirmations and actually through your mirror. Okay, so to sum up, whenever we are doing this, the I am, it helps you to anchor that identity. It helps you to claim your story. Remember that you are the one who's writing your own story based upon how you are reframing your inner dialogue. Secondly, when you're saying you're allowing yourself to soften your inner critic, but you're also giving a voice, you're giving the mic to your compassion itself, to then speak kindness as if we are speaking we are receiving these words from a friend. And lastly, when we are, it's we're belonging beyond the self, and we are remembering that we are not alone. So this is how, when we bring all of these together, these triads, it helps to create a balance in our practice of affirmation. Okay, it's a little bit similar to the metta meditation if you looked a little bit about it. Okay, so it's bringing that element of self-truth with the eye, seeing beyond the veil of illusion, self-compassion, seeing beyond the judgment, the inner critic, and the sense of connection, seeing beyond the perceived isolation. Okay, so yeah, so this is essentially what is that I wanted to bring to your awareness today. Whenever you want to practice, give it a go. Whenever you are trying to do your affirmation in front of the mirror, try that. I am, you are, we are, and see how it shifts for you. Because the I am, the essence, is about you choosing a strength, a quality, okay, that you really want to affirm. When you're practicing the you are, try to see how you're offering yourself that compassion. And when we are practicing the we are, take a moment to name a collective truth, okay? Is it we are safe? We are connected? We are enough? And allow yourself to close the practice and bring your hand in the middle. Okay? So it's that sense of anchoring that in your heart space. And take a deep breath in there. Soften it, and that's it. Okay? So this is what I wanted to share with you. I hope that you were able to take something out of it. And you will see when it comes to the practice and the journaling prompts, it's going to be in the description box below. And I hope that you're well wherever you are, and I'm going to catch up with you in the next video. Till then, take care.